What is going on, Digimon Tamers? So, yeah, you guys got the likes up on the Facebook page, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the spice that I came up with for the Gammamon deck. For the new booster set that's coming out, it's like a little extra booster set, but it's mostly Ghost Game stuff, which I don't mind. I'm all for that. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and show you. Now, a lot of this is going to be proxied out until we get the new booster set. So, without further ado, let's get started. Alright, first and foremost, we're going to be running the new egg of Gammamon. Now, go ahead and show you that. It's a once per turn, while you're, when one of your effects places a Digimon underneath this Digimon, draw a card. So essentially, this deck, you tuck stuff underneath, and you'll be getting the following Gammamon effects. So with this effect, you'll be able to draw cards by using your effects from the higher ups. So now we're gonna go ahead and separate this so we get the rookies and whatnot off. So 12 rookies. We're gonna be showing you a new Gammamon. Now for this Gammamon specifically, to show y'all, this one says on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add a card with Gammamon in its text and a hero Amanakawa among them, then place this card into your hand, and then place the rest of the bottom of the deck. So essentially you can get a 2-hit with this, so this is why we run 4 of this. It's a 0 cost to evolve. While this card has Gammamon in its text, you gain 2,000 during your turn. So it's a pretty good thing. You get like a little boost on your turn, so you don't have to really worry about too many things overtaking you, for the most part. Next, not really sure how I feel about this one, but we are running 4 copies of this particular Gammamon. I believe it's the BT8 one. So if you do not have this one, this is not a different Gammamon. This is from BT8. So just keep that in mind. And the main effect is once per turn, when you play a red Tamer, draw a card. So you do have several opportunities to do this effect. And then when attacking, if this Digimon has 6,000 or more DP, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 or less. So this card's good for 1, for Digivolving with, and then bringing it out later, and 2, the when attacking effect will come up in case they're running like floodgates or whatnot, or something that's like on board that you can get off. Just go ahead and do that. And then the last 4, these are the promo Gammamons. I believe these are also coming in Resurgence Booster. So this one. The alt art is the better looking one. It has like little stars and stuff in the background. But your turn, when you have a red Tamer in play, this Digimon can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. Now, this is a Digivolve for 1. I do run 4 copies of this. The only reason I run 4 copies of this is because you're wanting to make sure you maintain turn. So what I mean by that is, let's say this is your first turn, you don't really have to set up anything too crazy on the board starting off. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that, you know, you can pass back some reasonable amount of memory back to you, so your stuff is costing less. Basically, you Digivolve in the back on that egg for 1, draw your card, pass them 1 memory instead of passing them like 2 or 3 or something like that with a big play. Now, that will help, but for that first turn, basically you're wanting to set up the tempo for yourself. And also that will come in to play later on in the game, so it's really good to do that, which I found in testing works really, really well, especially considering the fact that a lot of the stuff that you're going to be wanting to do is kind of detrimental to your opponent, which is funny to me. And yeah. So next we're going to be running the 10 champions. We are not running any of the other, I call them filler champions. I mean, they probably have use, like probably as a one of in some cases, maybe the piercer or the blocker or something like that. But for now, we're running red purple base. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. So I'm thinking about going up more of these, but this is Beetle Gammamon, the one that does when Digivolving BLITZ. So you can pass back, let's say they pass you 1, right? You can Digivolve on top of that Gammamon right there, that on top of the Gammamon that's for 1. That says if you have a Tamer in play, you can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. So you're going to want to go into this and then be able to swing. You can swing early, it's fine, you'll get your stuff back if it dies. Essentially, you're wanting to set this up so when you hit anywhere between Gammamon or Siriusmon, you have BLITZ. So every time you're digivolving, you're getting the effects of your Gammamons. So this is a cool effect, especially when you're digivolving. This effect right here, literally, is part of the main gameplay. You're wanting to pass your turn off to something low, but be able to swing at the same time. So you're low, swing, low, swing. And so far it's been really funny / cool. Now next, I'm not sure if I'm gonna go up for more of these, but I do run 3 copies of the Gammamon that plays hero if you don't have a hero in play. So you pretty much, there's champions that there's a lot of champions in a lot of decks that do this. You're going to want to run quite a few of these. So I'm running 3. This is personal preference. I'm running 3 because I feel like there's more space to be had for other cards. Because once you pop off that effect for the one digivolving, it does nothing afterwards. So you just want to go ahead and keep that in mind. And also it has rain, so that's another inheritable effect that you'll be getting off the Gammamon and Siriusmon. Basically, you'll be getting all your little tuck guys effects, so that's kind of cool. Up next, also a 2-3 line here. We're running 2 copies of BLITZ Omnimon. Now, this BLITZ Omnimon I feel like is not as good as the one we already have. End of attack by deleting this Digimon. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this card. Now, this effect is really good, right? It's good, but you're not wanting to pop off constantly with this effect. But this does come up towards the end, especially if you need to like attack something or get rid of something on the board. You can essentially set this up, or you can set up the retaliation swing, and I found that you can blow up about 3 to 4 Digimon on the board, depending on what your in-tuck setup is. And then on deletion, play 1 Gammamon from your trash, suspend it without paying its memory cost. So if you have some nuts Gammamons up in there set up, create some very nutso plays, some really cool stuff you can do. And the other cool thing about this deck is most of these champions can digivolve on top of a Gammamon for 2. So that does include all the other champions. You can trade, you can basically digivolve on top of one another for their effects, right? And essentially set up stuff for yourself for the next turn or whatever. So let's say you have 3 memory, you can go ahead, digivolve for 2, then digivolve for 3 with Gammamon, and then inherit all the effects at the bottom of it if you want to set it up that way. And then up next, 3 copies of the old school BLITZ Gammamon. BLITZ says all turns while this card has Gammamon in its Digivolution cards, which you will definitely have a Gammamon in Digivolution cards. I don't know why you wouldn't. This Digimon gains retaliation. Now, retaliation is if it's deleted in battle, you delete the Digimon that deleted it, right? So this is part of the effects. Like, let's say you need to get stuff off the board, and let's say you have raid and whatnot. Oh man, it's a really big Digimon. Let me attack into it. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna pop that. I'm gonna pop this, and I'm gonna pop this, which is pretty good for effects. And then on deletion, you may play a Gammamon from your trash suspended without paying its memory cost. So let's say you have 2 of these tucked. If your Digimon gets deleted, that has 2 BLITZ Gammamon, you can play 2 Gammamon back. So you're basically let's say you have a big stack, you're trading for 1. Basically, the higher up stuff can blow up more stuff. So you're blowing up more stuff, and then after that, your board gets wiped, but then you get to replant 2 more Gammamons, which is good, especially if you need a closer. So up next, we are running 8 copies of Ultimates, but it's going to be 4 copies of the main thing that you're wanting to go into, which is going to be Gammamon. I'll show you all Gammamon. Now, Gammamon says when one of your Digimon or one of your Tamers becomes suspended, the Digimon gains plus 2k for the turn. Now, if you have that Gammamon that has plus 2k anyway, this automatically prompts its build-up effect, which is nuts. So this is 10k, and then you'll gain 12, 14k if you tap a hero, and that's minimum. 16k maximum depending on how many heroes you have. So then if the Digimon has 12k or more DP, this Digimon gains, so keep that in mind, gains, right? So you're gaining the DP and then you're gaining security attack +1 for the turn. You get an additional check. So, and then all turns, this gains all the effects of the Digimon underneath this Digivolution cost. Or all the Gammamon underneath this Digivolution cards. So all the Gammamon that you have been stacked up, they have all those effects, which is nuts. Especially so when you're Digivolving also, it's an all turns effect, you Digivolve. Let's say you passed over your opponent a memory or two. You have Blitz because of Battle Gammamon. You Digivolve, and let's say you have Gulas. Gulas now, or your Counter Vicemon now has Retaliation, and then the Undeletion effect because you gained all the effects. You have Undeletion effect, and you have End of Attack effect if you want to delete your own Digimon to blow up something. Which this will be 14k. So if you're wanting to blow up something big, right? Like let's say you have an ultimate on the board you don't want to deal with. You swing, End of Attack, blow up, pop that, and then you also have raid, so you can you can do some pretty nutty stuff. Basically, raid into a big Digimon, dies, then you'll blow up something with this. There's a lot of plays that you can do in this deck, which really works, really helps, makes things really fun. And then its inheritable effect is the reason why we made this deck in the first place. This Digimon gains, so whatever Digimon you Digivolve on top of, it doesn't really matter. You can Wargreymon, Marsmon, whatever Digimon you feel that you want to put on top of this guy in order to give it the effect. So it gains all the Gammamon effects. So basically it has kind of Vicemon's effect baked into its inheritable effect. Next, we play one copy of this kind of Vicemon. Now, this kind of Vicemon is good, but I don't really like the effect too much. Your Digimon has a card, or if your Digimon has a card with Gammamon in its name, in a Digivolution, you can Digivolve this Digimon from your hand for Digivolution cost of 3, ignoring Digivolution requirements. So, let's say you have a rookie. This is a warp into a Kanto Vicemon, and then Kanto Vicemon gains all the effects of the Gammamon underneath. And then it also has the same inheritable effect as the other Gammamon, which is cool, or the Kanto Vicemon, which is cool. It works. It helps you with keeping your effects onto your Megas and whatnot. Next, we have 3 copies of Regulusmon. Regulusmon is the dark version of Kanto Vicemon. When Digivolving and attacking by trashing one card with Gammamon as text, one of your Digimon gains on deletion. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level until the end of your turn, or your opponent's turn. So, and then it also has the same effect as the Kanto Vicemons. You essentially keep your effects underneath. So this one definitely, you can blow up a lot of stuff. So you will also, let me see, you'll have Retaliation, you will have the Undeletion effect for this, you'll have the End of Attack effect for Gulas, so that's cool too. And then all turns, the Digimon gains effects with Gammamon in their name. So basically, all 8 of your ultimates have your Gammamon effects. And then when you Digivolve on top of them, they give that Digimon all the Gammamon effects. Up next, getting to the big boys now. Okay, so we're on 7 Megas. I was running 3 of this at first, but decided that we're going to go up and run the maximum amount possible. This is Siriusmon. Siriusmon is busted. I love it. It's amazing. So for 3, you can Digivolve on top of a 5 with Gammamon in its text. Not in its name, in its text. So you can Digivolve on top of Regulusmon, because Regulusmon has Gammamon in its name and its text. By placing a Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your hand underneath this Digimon. Let me see. Underneath this Digimon, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. So again, you're able to clear a board with some really ridiculous effects. This will be at 13k minimum before like attacking and whatnot. Or if you have the setup with Kanto Vicemon, you essentially can, I think it's like 17k minimum. It'll be like 17k somewhere like that. And then you essentially, this effect Also let you do, when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted, unsuspend this Digimon. So let's say you have Blitz, right? You've already attacked with your Kano Weissmon. Kano Weissmon does the 2 checks, right? 2 checks, whatever DP, then you Digivolve on top of that, right? You Digivolve your Siriusmon on top of that. Siriusmon says, chuck something, then delete, because I'm at like 17k. If I delete something, restand. Restand is cool, and then I also have, I'll still have all the inheritable effects from all the Gammamons, plus the fact that I had pumped up Kano Weissmon before the attack. So you still maintain your security attack, you still maintain all that DP that you gained during that turn, and you also keep Blitz because you just Digivolve. And you have all the effects. So you go, Digivolve, oh hey look, I have Blitz now because I Digivolve. Because I have that Gammamon underneath. Okay, cool. Swing for 2 checks. And the other card that's going to make this absolutely cracked, the reason why I wanted to run this in the first place, the other thing coming out of Rising Winds, aka Resurgence Booster, Arcturusmon, which is the dark version of Siriusmon. You may place 1 Digimon from with Gammamon and text from your trash underneath one of your or the bottom of your Digimon Evolution stack, and then you may delete 1 Digimon with less than or equal to this Digimon's Digivolution. Equal to this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Okay, so this one works different. This one destroys DP, and then this one destroys level. So depending on what your stack is looking like at the time, from tucking and all that, you can delete anywhere I think from like a level 7 or up, or level 7 or lower, depending on what your stack is. And then on deletion, you may return 1 Digimon from your trash to your hand. Then, by trashing 1 Siriusmon in your hand, you may play Proximiamon without paying its memory cost. So basically, a Proximiamon is your Omnimon in this deck, which is a little generous for saying that, but the reason why I like this deck is because this is your Omnimon technically. So, and then the inheritable effect for this is when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, if the Digimon, or if this Digimon has Gammamon in its text, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Now, in case you remember the combo I told you, the one where you're swinging for 2 checks, since you deleted something, if this is underneath, since you're going to be tucked, this is what you want to tuck, really. So you keep these in your hand until you have Siriusmon in your hand. Basically, you Digivolve, tuck this underneath at the bottom, and then you pop something. Now, since you pop something, you're trashing something. And then with that, you run the rest of their security. Especially if it's like mid to late game, this either applies pressure, or this makes sure the game is ending right then and there. Because let's say they're on their last legs for their security, you just trash their last security, you swing. Because you have Blitz. Up next, the 2 copies of Proximiamon, which is also a proxy. But yeah, this comes out next week. Basically, the effects is all turns once per turn. Well, the Digivolution requirement for this is 6 for red or purple, or Digivolve a Siriusmon with Arcturusmon underneath the Digivolution cards, which pretty much you'll be able to set that up pretty easily. Digivolve for 3, which is a pretty good color as well. So then you'll get all your Gammamon effects as well. So all turns once per turn, when another Digimon is deleted, you may play a level 4 or lower Digimon with Gammamon in its name from your trash without paying its memory cost. So this is a little cheeky tech in case you do want to play like the blocker Gammamon. Basically, you bring that back out, or you bring something out that you want that's level 4 or lower, and essentially keep board presence or be able to Digivolve for another stack wise, right? Then at the end of the turn, by placing 1 Digimon card with Gammamon in its text from your hand or trash, the bottom of this Digivolution's the bottom of this card's Digivolution, delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon. So at all times, during the end of your turn, it's still your turn, you'll be at like 17 plus, right? So you're pretty much destroying whatever you want. With that effect, I'm going to be running 2 of this, probably 1, we'll see. I feel like that effect's really good, so we'll just go ahead and see how that works out. Up next, we run 4 copies of Breaklaw. Breaklaw is a super good card, right? So for 1, you get to tuck a Gammamon in its name underneath one of your Gammamon Digimon. Or, well, underneath any of your Digimon, actually. So, let's say you have this card, you play it, you want to tuck one of your Gammamon Digivolutions, you tuck it, you gain plus 2k for the turn. And then on top of that, you get to draw a card. Now, if you have the egg set up, you get to draw 2 cards from that effect. So you're tucking something, draw a card, then draw another card, right? And that's not the only card that gives you the effect for that egg. You also have 4 copies of Boom, Hero. So 4 copies of Hero. Now what he does is, from the Resurgence booster, is by placing a Digimon card with Gammamon in its name from your hand underneath one of your Digimon, you gain a memory. So this is pretty cool. You gain a memory and you draw a card. So again, you'll be drawing 2 cards for using this effect. You'll tuck 1, draw 2. And then you gain a memory off of that. And then when one of your Digimon digivolves into a Gammamon in this text, by suspending this Tamer, you gain plus 2k. So what you're going to be doing is, let's say this is out while you have Omnimon. You tap this down, you gain the 2k, and then basically you're prompting all the super buff effects for Omnimon. Because you just digivolve basically and then gain that effect. And then last but not least, until I get like some promo ones too, 3 copies of the Memory Tamer version of Hero. Now, the reason why we're running this is because of the fact that it sets your memory to 3, and then when a Digimon attacks that is a level 5 or higher, you may suspend this Tamer and then give your Digimon plus 2k. So if you have both of these out, essentially you're getting plus 4 right there, and then Vice already gains, I think, he'll be at 10k from one of the Gammamons, it doesn't really matter. And then since you're digivolving, you gain that effect, and then he'll essentially have his own effect of gaining the, like I said, the security attack and stuff like that is super good, considering that you're going to be going ahead and going into Siriusmon off of it. But yeah, this right here, when it becomes suspended, gain plus 2k, so it'll be 10, 12, 14, 16. So 16k, you basically just gave yourself just 8k off of just these 2 right here. So as you can see, you're going big number, and you have all the deletion effects you could ever want. So all the effects off of these, this is a pretty solid deck from what I'm looking at. Believe I'm going to be putting in a couple more tech cards, but for the most part, red purple seems to be the way to go for this deck, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun time to play this. We'll just have to see how it fans out in some of the next couple of weeks for me testing it. But that was Assault, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.